3 days, except to eat, and I've just been at the house, so I've been wearing it, and it's like stretched out a little bit, so it's. I just picked the first picture I could find for the thumbnail, and then I couldn't think of a title.
Welcome, everybody, to the Game Day Lunchtime, whatever the hell this is, podcast. I am your host, Cheez-Its, made with real cheese. This is my co-host, Squeeze It, made with real squeeze. And today, we are going to talk about... What's up, Spencer? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Daryl?
What you been up to, dog?
Not much. I literally woke up like 20 minutes ago. Then I remembered, I was like, oh, snap. We're doing the show at noon today. Good afternoon to all of you.
Yes. Hope you're having a lovely lunch break. We are here to talk a little ball. It's been a crazy year.
Can we talk about the fact that we call the entire hour of 12 p.m. noon, when technically the only time it is noon is at 12?
Yeah.
Because every time after that is afternoon.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And we call the whole hour noon.
My dad likes to talk to me on the phone, and no matter what time of day it is, just say afternoon. It could be 5 in the evening. He's like, we'll go to afternoon. I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah. The sun's already going down. We We're well past
That's your
afternoon.
dad, though.
That's like saying I'll do it later, and it's like, later is 2 years.
Oh, later could mean later could mean from 5 minutes to however long. That's why if I say the other day,
I was about to say that exact same shit.
The other day means literally thing.
Oh yeah, dude.
That phrase doesn't mean, or if I say the other week means even longer. Like,
dude, the other day could literally mean like any time from yesterday to the day I was born. Like, it could be any time.
Exactly.
The other day, I guess this was a while back. I got a tricycle for my birthday when I was 4. The other day, Yeah. It's just how lingo is.
Speaking of tricycles, when I was like 11, for whatever reason, I wanted a unicycle real bad, and my grandparents got me one. And to this day, I still have it. I never learned to ride it. It was too tall for me.
Of course you didn't know how to ride. Of course there was no way you learned to ride it. You can't. You have to have clown genes to be able to ride a unicycle.
And I definitely do not.
It's a genetic thing, man. You can't just know how to ride a tricycle.
But it was always too tall for me, so we had to cut the post on the seat, and it's still in the closet at my mom's. It's still my mom's right now, even though we've cleaned her house.
I kind of want to try unicycle now. Now I'm like very interested to see what that experience would be like.
I've always wanted to. It's like, to me, it's similar to a pogo stick. I could never do a pogo stick because I was terrified of dying.
There was a guy, we always, every semester at A&M, it felt like there was one student who would just like, there's probably a couple of them, but we always saw at least one student where they would take like one of those Bose Bluetooth boxes, and they'd put it in their backpack, and they would just blast music as they rode their bike, and everyone was just like, oh, there's musical backpack guy. But I remember one year that it was a dude doing that, but he was riding a unicycle, and it was the most college campus shit in the world to see somebody just riding along doing that.
It's like, at some point when you're growing up, your inner child dies, and you're like, before you get to college, and you're like, I would never do anything super childish. And then you get to college and you see a dude riding a skateboard wearing a Snuggie as a jacket, and you're like, this guy's got shit figured out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, it's a matter of like, in high school, you don't want to be a kid anymore, because then you're too, you got to be cool. But in college, you're just like, I don't know.
Whatever, man.
Now you're like, I got to think of creative ways to be.
There's got to be a psychological reason for that happening. Like, I know there's a phrase, like, it's like how you're a kid and you're really into something, and then like you stop being into that thing, and then you get into adult, you're like, oh, I still love Hot Wheels. Why do I like? I mean, I have there's literally a box right over there full of Hot Wheels. I don't take them out of the package and play with them anymore. But like sometimes, because like you need to scratch that I opened a Hot Wheel itch.
Oh yeah.
You'll go to Walmart. You'll buy 2 of the exact same one and open one. I've done that a couple times.
It's weirdly specific, but I know what you mean. Like, it's just like
it's like you need to scratch that itch. Like, I still play Magic. I don't buy packs of cards, but every now and then I'll be at the shop. I'll be like, give me a soda, this pack of sleeves, and a pack of that.
I still buy a pack of Pokemon cards every once in a blue moon. It's just like, I don't know. It's like after you get out of high school, you sort of have a renaissance for all the things you actually liked as a kid, where you're like, oh, I can do whatever I want now. I don't have to. Yeah. I made this money with my paycheck. I'm gonna go buy something now that I want. You know
what I wish I would not have sold?
Oh, please tell me.
My Beyblades, my original plastic generation Beyblades. I wish I still had.
I think they started out metal. I think they were metal at first.
No,
and then they changed into plastic.
They were plastic. And they had the metal ring, they called it the weight disc. They had that part was metal, and then they had a series of them called the hard metal system, and they were made of actual metal. But they discontinued those very quickly because kids kept getting hurt. Yeah. I had several of those. They were fun to play with. And like the hard metal ones would beat the plastic ones every time.
Yeah, of course, because they're freaking metal.
Yeah, it was no contest. But now it's the Beyblade Burst, which is similar, but they're all plastic. There may be a little bit of metal, but they're all plastic, and they're designed to, when they hit each other, they're designed to fall apart. So that's how you know when you've won. Back in the day, if they fell apart, it means either something broke or something crazy happened. But like, I wish it, because my favorite, I don't know if you ever watched the Beyblade anime, but I'm so serious. My favorite character was a dude.
Welcome to the 80s and 90s toys podcast, where we talk about Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh, and
early 2000s actually.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
but my favorite character on the show was a character named Kai, and his Beyblade was. They all had a little. It's called their Bit Beast. It was like this monster that came out of the thing when they were fighting.
Stop it!
I'm so serious. That's what it was called.
You remember this? I don't remember this at all.
And
I watched the same shit, but I don't remember that much detail.
And so, but his Beyblade was called Dronzer, and those were my favorite Beyblade toys. The one that I liked the most, that I had several copies of, was called Black Dronzer. It was the same one, but it was just black. Now it costs like over $100 if you can find the American version. Yes, in the box. Like even out of the box, they still go for like $30-$40.
Really? That's so interesting. Yeah, I'm pulling it up now.
And
just out of curiosity.
And each little like Beyblade had a different version. Like there was Dronzer S, and there was Dronzer F, and then there was like they had this one series of
Dronzer
Beyblades
V.
where Dronzer V, yeah. They had this one series of Beyblades that had this little like motor in the bottom. Yeah, see that's the Beyblade Burst that I just saw that you put on the screen. That's the Beyblade Burst. That's the re-release. They did re-release of some of the classic ones. That was Dronzer and Drasil.
You know, it's shocking to me like how much the 90s, or excuse me, like the 90s, 2000s, they were like all these shows came out as a supplement to the toys, so people would buy more toys. So they had to like shoehorn in, you know, what they were trying to sell to the show, and of course it made a lot more money. So
yeah, and they had this one series of Beyblades. They had these little rotors in the bottom of them, and you would wind it up, and like when you would put the Beyblade into the little arena thing, and it would get to a point where it was like starting to slow down, that rotor would kick in and make it spin faster, so it would have more stamina. And I don't know, that's another reason why I was like never super like I played video games when I was a kid. I was always into like physical toys.
Yeah, no,
when I was a kid, like Beyblades, what else, Legos, Hot Wheels, everything, you know. So there's your Beyblade knowledge for the day.
I was going to say, man, you covered it. We should just change the podcast, honestly, at this point. I feel like we always start out on some weird tangent, and we always have to go through some strange, weird place first, and then whether it be mascots or whatever, and then we finally get to actually talking about college football.
Yeah, well, at least mascots have a little bit to do with college football.
Yeah, a little bit. Not so much Beyblades, except for... No, I can't think of any similarities, really. Anyways, you want to talk some college football? I see your shirt. I'm glad you got it on. You're representing this week. It's the week.
Yeah, it's Army-Navy week.
Yes, sir.
Which, for the information, is like the only rivalry that me and Daryl actually are on opposite sides of.
Yeah. Usually we're like, you know, A&M and Alabama play, we're rooting for Alabama. Alabama and LSU play, we're rooting for LSU. LSU and... Yes, I know my mic's working. I already checked.
Yeah. But we definitely don't. We definitely never root for Alabama.
No. Texas and anybody, we usually root against Texas.
We might have to be rooting for them in the SEC championship.
Oh, I will be. No question of that. That's A&M's only ticket in. Is if that happens, and a couple other things, which we're gonna get to here in a little bit.
Speaking of championship weekend,
ooh,
Big Ten, we need to fucking talk.
Yes, let's address that. So if you
we don't cuss a lot on this show, but Big Ten,
sometimes it calls for it.
So Big Ten, I'm on your ass.
So to give you guys some clarity, in case you didn't know about this, the Big Ten originally made the decision that basically whatever the average amount of games the Big Ten's teams were able to play, you had to play that many games to reach the championship. To get to the Big Ten championship, it was calculated you have to get to 6 games. If you have more than that canceled, or if you don't have 5, you only have 5 games because COVID cancellations, unfortunately, you're not able to qualify for the championship. Ohio State had their last game canceled because Michigan said nope. They took their bags and went home. They said we're sick, we can't do it, which is very much within their right, just like any other team. It happened to A&M and Ole Miss this weekend. It's happened to Baylor a lot this year, U of H. It's happened to a lot of teams this year. And so because of this, Ohio State says, the Big Ten says, oh no, we better change our rules now. That way Ohio State can actually get in. Whenever you have 2 perfectly viable teams that have made that
Indiana
average,
and Northwestern. Mm-hmm. I would also like to make the argument that, yes, Ohio State was undefeated, but the only team that they have played with a winning record is Indiana. Mm-hmm. And they only beat them by 7 points. Yep. Ohio State's really good, but they've been stomping garbage teams and
to be honest, I think they are good. Are they number 4? Maybe.
No, they should not be number 4.
I wanted them to come to College Station this weekend and we just hash it out. Number 4, number 5.
A&M should be number 4.
But
absolutely.
It is what it is. So, what is your opinion of this, Spencer? How do you feel about the Big Ten just sort of saying, or as I like to call them, as you see below, the Big 12 minus 2? How do you feel about their call here to change things and let Ohio State in?
That's bitch made. That's what that is. That's bitch made, Big Ten. It really is.
Yeah.
Like that's.
It's
why can't? Is your bottom line? Is your money so tied up in Ohio State being in the Big Ten championship?
Yes, it is.
That for 1 year that you couldn't let it be Indiana and Northwestern.
You know what this is? This is the whole thing. Like whenever you were a kid and you lost in paper rock scissors and you were like, oh no, best 2 out of 3. Like when you change the rules because things aren't going your way, that's 100%.
Oh, I do that now. I do the best 2 out of 3 now.
Yeah, but when you're a conference and you're representing several entities and companies and colleges and students, and that's just absurd to be able to just come in last second. And I'm not surprised by it, not one bit.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
It's just you would hope they'd have a little integrity, but it is what it is. Indiana and Northwestern would have been a hell of a game still, but
honestly, also the Big Ten commissioner has been flip-flopping about this all. Because remember, he was like, we're canceling the season. This won't be revisited. Done. And then the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC were still going to play. He was like, hold on, wait. We're going to talk about this again. Because Iowa and Nebraska were like, nah, bruh, we want to play. And they were trying to schedule games in other conferences. And then they're like, Ohio State's not going to play and make us any money, and we might not get Ohio State versus Michigan, and Ohio State may not make the playoff. Blah 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 blah. So now we've got,
I was gonna let you talk for a
second. I'm not too
happy
happy with the Big Ten right now.
I'm looking something up because so they do play Illinois.
I do admit that the Big Ten recently has been neck and neck with the SEC when it comes to being the best conference. The Big Ten has good teams.
Yes.
I have no qualms with the Big Ten, but I'm a little bit frustrated with y'all right now. Not even the Big Ten as a whole. The Big Ten commissioner.
Yes. The one whose finger was on the button here. And I mean,
Because what do you say to Indiana, who I will remind you is the only team that Ohio State has beaten who has a winning record?
Not ranked, by the way. Not ranked. A winning record.
They're the only ranked team that Ohio State has beaten, and they're the only team with a winning record that Ohio State has beaten.
Yep.
And you're gonna look at me, and you're gonna look at Indiana and Coach Tom Allen and their athletic director in the face and be like, "Nah, bro.
Sorry, we're gonna change the rules."
Yeah, it's
crooked. It's crooked. It's twisted. It's money.
If Ryan Day in the Ohio State University had any integrity to them at all, they'd be like, nope, we're not playing in the Big Ten championship. Give it to Indiana. But of course, they're not going to do that because
no, absolutely not. No, you want the publicity. I mean, and that's one of the things again that I don't like about college football is that you have to keep the program big so that you get more recruits, and it's sort of just a positive feedback loop. But we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, I do think there's the argument to be made that Ohio State has played 5 games, and they were only 1 off from being. They were going to beat Michigan. Let's be honest.
Know that. Yeah,
if Michigan could have played, they would have beat Michigan because Michigan's bad, real bad. But I do think there is a slight argument that could be made that 5 games, they were almost there. So let's switch this now. If they wouldn't have been able to play against Michigan State last week, and then the Big Ten would have done this, I'd be even more mad.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm still upset, but
hey, man,
I can kind of see
maybe Northwestern. Maybe Northwestern will get in there and spank them.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. You know who
Northwestern's
could, though?
defense is really good.
You know who could, though, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this. But the team in the Big Ten West that could do that is Iowa.
You think so?
The Hawkeyes are playing that well right now, and that's actually is a nice little smooth segue. That's my play of the week this week. It's from the Iowa-Illinois game last week. So
I don't think Iowa has a chance to be in the championship.
No, they won't, and it's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to play out. Even if Illinois beats somehow, if they beat Northwestern this weekend, it's going to be both Iowa and Northwestern will go to 2 losses, but Northwestern has the win over Iowa, so they'd still go. So that's that. But I do think that Iowa State right now, Iowa, the Hawkeyes are the better team right now. Iowa State's great too. We'll get to that later. But Iowa, I think, is a great team right now. Their first 2 games they lost were to Purdue and Northwestern, and those were very close. Northwestern.
How did they lose to Purdue? Purdue was like decent at the beginning of the season, and then they just
because of the COVID and being out of practice. But right now, I mean, they're stomping teams. I mean, Michigan State, Minnesota, only allowing 14 points throughout those 2 games, but putting up over 70. This is a major league team. I really do like these guys, and I'm going to show you a play actually that really backs up.
Minnesota sold their souls for an 11-2 season. They really did.
They did what the Eagles did a couple years back. Now they're trash for a couple years. No, but Iowa.
Well, I mean, COVID had a lot to do with that. But
of course. Iowa's a team, and let me know, Spencer, on your end if you can see this. It should be up now. Let me know on yours if you can see this. But so we got Iowa, Illinois. This is the 4th quarter. I didn't even realize.
Illinois in their gray ghost uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Very nice looking uniforms. Spencer, what's his last name? Spencer Petras, the quarterback for Iowa. Spencer Petras.
I didn't know their quarterback. I thought it was
you thought you were talking to me. You thought I was talking to you. This is a cool little play, right? So I'll go ahead and let it play out. It's 1st and 10. We're going to drop back. We're going to take a double look. We're going to toss it out. Tiny little window. Spencer Petras makes a fantastic throw on this. You really can't make it any better, and that's a touchdown to this man, who I believe is a tight end. I could be wrong. Yeah, he's tight end. So nice little play design here. What this is, it's a very symmetrical play design, if you will. So you're going to have this tight end dump out the left. You're going to have the wide receiver go straight up, run a post. This wide receiver runs a post. And then, of course, we get out to the outside with this guy. Or actually, I think these 2 swap. But it's basically going to play out like this. And then what's interesting on this is that you have this corner and you have this safety. Now, these 2 have sort of an interplaying in that if this guy, if this safety, this corner rather, if he gets beat and this guy's going past him, he has the option to either dump it off to the corner and try to help out there, or he has to stay on his guy and go to the end. So what's going to happen here as it plays out, he's going to draw back. Let me go ahead and erase stuff real quick. You hear a lot of this talk about, actually, let me explain this first. So you see the wide receiver coming out here. This corner has basically a decision of either to dump this guy off and let this wide receiver go to the free safety, or he's going to stay with this guy, or he's going to help out with this guy over here. Basically, he has an option to help out over here or help out over here. And this is one of those times where if you ever hear in the game, oh, the quarterback looked off the safety or looked off the corner, this is exactly what this is. If you watch his eyes here, Spencer Petras' eyes, he's going to look to his left for just a second, and then he's going to look back. And what that does, and it just showed it there real quick. Let me rewind it so that you can see it. Just watch his eyes here, just very briefly. He's going to boom, boom. And then what that does is it takes 6 on 6, funny enough. He goes, oh, he's coming here with the ball, and that gives him just a quick half step. That quick half step, they talk about football being a game of inches. That quick half step allows all this space to be open for just a little bit longer. And that gives a little bit bigger of a window. And of course, this is a beautiful throw. You really can't place it any better than that. And that's just really nice play design, honestly, and a really nice decision by Spencer Petras to be able to just float that one in there, to just look him off, to get him second guessing things, as we said earlier, the Big Ten, second guessing things. So there you go. That was my play. Yeah. I didn't really explain it the way I wanted to, but that was the play.
Gotta love Iowa. I mean, they were on the road for this one, but you gotta love Iowa. What was I about to say? I have to step away from my camera for a second.
Go for it, man.
I apologize. I will be. It'll be quick. So
okay.
Tell
do
me
what you gotta do. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Right now we're looking at Spencer's chair. We got Spencer's chair. We got his snowball mic here in the top right. We got this little. I'm not sure what this. It's like some sort of diamond thing. It looks like maybe one of those oven mitts. You know what I'm talking about? When you reach into your oven and you pull out something really hot. It's got that above the door there. Over here we got a nice little S on the wall. We got the couch. We got another couch. We got 2 couches in there. That's a lot of couch. but that's probably a lot of good naps too. Really just killing time now because I don't know. Here we are. There's a lot of people watching. One of them I know is Spencer. The other person, I don't know who you are, but if you're here, thank you for watching. And just like that, my boy's back. I bought us time.
What's going on?
I bought us some time.
All right, good.
I did a critical analysis of your living room.
All right. I'm sure you can't even read some of the signs that are on the wall.
No, I noticed shapes and stuff. I was like, oh, there's a rectangle right there. And so,
well, that green diamond shape above the door is a sign that says the Saulniers established 2015.
Oh, see, I thought it was like one of those oven doilies that you reach into the oven with and like grab, you know what I'm talking about?
Why would that be above the door there?
Well, that's what I saw, man. It's a webcam. I can't quite tell that clearly.
I mean, you're right.
So,
a 9-year-old MacBook webcam probably doesn't have the best quality.
It ain't bad though.
But hey, my computer's a beast. I still need a new battery for it, but
yeah, get you one, man. You can replace them, and then it
changes
for sure.
everything.
It changes everything.
Yeah.
You want to do some games?
You know what I do. You know what I genuinely want to do though? Like, because I never use it, and I don't know if it would actually affect the way my computer runs. I have a disk drive, a DVD drive still on my computer. I want that shit gone. I don't want it in there no more. And like,
no, I don't have one on mine.
Yeah, because newer computers don't have that. But my computer came out in late 2011, so definitely still had one.
Yeah, this one's super duper new. So
yeah.
All right, man. Let's get some games going. Alabama going to visit Arkansas. This is a complicated one.
I mean, not really.
But you know, it's a real big shame about Arkansas because although they certainly had some strong outings this year, it felt like they never really got the big key win they deserved, you know?
What if this is it?
Could you imagine?
Let me tell you something.
Could you imagine? No, God, no.
It's not gonna happen, but
God, could you
Alabama
imagine?
by a whole bunch.
Yeah. So right
like,
now,
this one's not close at all.
Right now, it is I don't have a spread right now. I don't know why. But the over/under is 68.5. Who you got? You think they cover 68?
68? No.
68.
That's the over?
That's the over/under. Yeah.
Is that the over? Like that's the total?
Total. Yeah. So like both teams score that or more. No, I don't.
Total.
I don't think so. I think Alabama gets up 28 going into the half, and then literally.
I don't think they get to that total.
No, I don't think so either. I think
like
they get to about
Mac
20
Jones
or
would have to. Mac Jones would have to sprain both of his eyeballs, and Devontae Smith would have to twist his liver.
Yeah.
For Arkansas to have a chance.
I'm with you.
What? That's not gonna happen.
Big old SEC West matchup. We got Georgia, the Bulldogs, going to visit the Tigers of Mizzou. They're going to be at Mizzou.
SEC East.
Did I say West?
You said West.
I'm stupid. Going to visit the Tigers of the West, the East Tigers. I said that. I did it again. The East Tigers. Damn it. Georgia's going to visit them and their ugly ass camera angle on their stadium. Have you ever seen a Mizzou game and watched their camera angle on their?
I haven't.
Oh my God! Go just watch like a Mizzou home game. Their camera, for whatever reason, like most stadiums will have like something that will sort of move across the field like this. And it'll go all the way. Their camera like only moves back and forth a little bit. So when it gets to this point, it just rotates out. And so you have like this awkward sort of behind them, but not by the side.
Have you seen that NBC angle for the Notre Dame games where it's like up above them and pointed down, like following them? It's like vomit inducing.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't do it. Yeah, they gotta chill out with some of these camera angles, man. But
you know what's a good camera angle? Let's talk about camera angles.
Ooh, please.
You remember back the game that put Penn State on the map when they blocked that field goal against Ohio State and upset them like 4 years ago? Mm-hmm. The angle of that play is awesome because it looks like someone has edited it to be a highlight.
Yeah, like, man, but it's like cinematic as hell.
It's genuinely the way that play looks because the camera was real far out and then it like shoves in right before he's about to kick it. Yeah, and it looked like a highlight play.
It looked like a Die Hard movie the way it just kind of like popped in like that.
Yeah.
So
also Mizzou's winning this game.
Really, you got Mizzou, huh?
Yeah, Mizzou's playing good ball right now. I think Mizzou's going to be dangerous next year. Connor Bazelak is playing out of his mind. And I don't think Georgia is all they're cracked up to be. So Missouri, because they're at home.
So the Mizzou team that lost earlier this year to Tennessee, you got going over number 9 Georgia.
Yep, Georgia is not the number 9 team in the country. I'm sorry.
It was early. It was early. Things were different then. Yeah, I mean, you think about it, they shut out Vanderbilt.
I mean, anybody can shut out Vanderbilt.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they did it. It's just one thing to do that. It's another thing to let garbage time up. They had a very close win against, an Arkansas team that's changed things up this year. Tough to say, man. I'm taking Georgia just because I think it's the safe pick, but I think you're right. Mizzou does have this could be the one to put on upset alert. Honestly, I think Georgia is bad enough this year for Mizzou to let that happen.
At this point, like top 10 upsets are a thing, but like not really.
Yeah.
Because of the shortened season. Like, yes, it's an upset in terms of the numbers, but like, I mean, at this point, I feel like anybody could probably beat anybody.
Yeah.
Because of players opting out and not having players because of COVID.
Some players, A&M had some players opt out that are now opting back in after things are going so well.
Except for like the only teams this doesn't happen to is Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Like it's like they get upset, but like Alabama doesn't get upset by anybody who isn't Auburn. Mm-hmm. Like Ole Miss got them 2 years in a row, but like other than that, if you're not named Auburn or you're not another team in the SEC that's really good, you're not gonna beat Alabama.
Yeah.
And nobody upsets Clemson unless your name is Pittsburgh, which they've done, but like nobody.
Hey man, I'm hoping that Clemson will take a second L to the Irish this year.
Oh, I hope so too.
I need that to happen.
That needs to happen. I want to know what the most chaos scenario for championship game weekend is. Like, just because here's what, as fans of A&M and as fans of other teams making the playoff, here's what I believe that we need to happen.
Alabama has to get in.
We need Alabama to beat Florida in the SEC championship.
And just beat number 1.
We need Notre Dame to beat Clemson in the SEC. We need Notre Dame to beat Clemson in the ACC championship.
And we need Northwestern to beat Ohio State.
Oh my God, that'd be lovely.
I mean, what would you do? Do you think they'd put Northwestern? They're number 14. They do have one loss to a. I mean, their strength of schedule is probably not very good. If you're comparing them.
Well, here's the thinking, right? Because Clemson is number 3.
Right.
So if Notre Dame beats them,
yes,
that's going to knock them down.
Right.
And then, Ohio State would move up because now they get to play in their championship game.
Right.
But I hope the playoff committee has some integrity and says, nope, you didn't play the right amount of games. We're not letting you in the playoff.
Yeah, because I guess it is a separate decision for the playoff committee, right?
Playoff committee, I hope you have some freaking integrity. They won't. We know they won't because they want the big names to be.
Here's the thing, in my opinion, just real quick, is that I think that even if Ohio State, does play and they win the Big Ten championship, I think even if it's close, even if Northwestern really gives them a run for their money, that might be enough to put A&M in above them because A&M's strength of schedule is much, much better.
Yeah.
Like if Northwestern has the lead at any point during this game and holds on to it for a hot minute, if at any point there's any doubt that Ohio State's going to win the game, I really do think that might be enough to bump them out. Combined with the amount of games plus the strength of schedule being very poor, it wouldn't surprise me. In this
scenario, the scenario I'm talking about, number 3 and number 4 are out. Current number 3 and number 4 are out. So
Clemson and Alabama.
You move it's Alabama, Notre Dame, and then you move A&M to number 3. Just don't just whatever. We're just moving up. We're not gonna because they'll probably put them in a different order. We're just moving up right now. So Alabama, Notre Dame, A&M. Now Florida, in this scenario, we need Alabama to win the SEC championship.
So they go to 2 losses.
So they go to 2. So you bump Florida's number 6. So you bump them off. Guess who's number 7?
Cincy.
Iowa State.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Iowa State needs to win the Big 12. Iowa State needs to win the Big 12 championship. Spoiler alert: they're not going to.
Do you really not think so?
No, dude. Oklahoma's playing out of their mind right now. I want Iowa State to win because I like Iowa State more than I like Oklahoma. But I don't think
I like this time of the year. I like sitting back and trying to figure out who's.
We'll get to that in a minute. And then Cincinnati's going to play Tulsa in their conference championship game, which might be dangerous for Cincinnati because Tulsa's a good football team. But I don't think they're going to put Cincinnati in. BYU lost to Coastal, so they're not putting BYU in.
Yeah, you're right.
They should put Coastal. They should put Coastal and Cincinnati in the playoff. You freaking cowards.
No. I mean, I'd love to see it.
Let's go to 8. Give me Cincinnati and Coastal
at number 6. Yeah, no, I'd do that if it was 8 team, but 4 team. No, I don't think they are playoff contenders. But I would love to see them try. So give me 8 team playoff.
But I am excited to watch the Sun Belt Championship between Coastal and ULL. You remember ULL? They beat Iowa State.
You know how I feel bad. That's true. You know, the fact that's the one blemish on Iowa State's record, because I think even if they win the Big 10 championship, the Big 12 championships, I don't think they get in just because they have that blemish. I don't think they'll do it.
But ULL's a good team though. They only have that one other loss.
They're a good defense. Their offense is a lot to be desired.
I like Levi Lewis, but that offense is. Watch out for head coach Billy Napier from ULL. Maybe not in the next couple of years, but he's going to take a big job one day.
You never know, man. It's very possible. I mean, I can certainly see it happening. Let me get your opinion. This is one team I feel really bad for. North Carolina going to visit the Miami Hurricanes. You got to feel really bad for Miami because they've had a good year except for the one loss to Clemson. This is the best they've been in quite a while. De'Aaron King obviously has a lot of talent. This is a team that no matter how they play, they're not getting into the playoff.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't talked about Miami in forever.
No, Miami's been sort of the under the radar team this year, but they've been good enough. I mean, they've been there.
They only have the one loss to Clemson.
They only have the one loss to Clemson.
Why are they not higher? Aren't they number 10 right now?
They are number 10. Their last game, they shut out Duke 48-0. I mean, this is a good team, no doubt about it. And NC State snuck up on
playoff committee. You're going to tell me that Georgia is better than Miami right now? For real?
I know. I think if Georgia and Miami play right now, Miami wins by 2 touchdowns, honestly.
Yeah.
I think their offense is that good. Their defense,
right?
It's
Miami. And then North Carolina was number 5 at one point this year. Number 5. And they lost that.
They dropped a close one to Virginia. They got
they got upset they got demolished by Florida State. And I told them, I was like, watch out, North Carolina. Florida State's got a quarterback now.
They just
Florida State just got
they just overlooked
exactly what happened. And you can never do that to Florida State.
No.
I don't care how bad Florida State is, you can't. That's something you can't ever do.
Plugging in my computer.
Give me Miami, although we are fans of North Carolina on this channel. We like North Carolina. We like
This will be a fun game. This is the recliner game because I think these are two very talented teams, both playing for a solid. I mean, at this point in the year, these are two. Miami has all the momentum as a team right now. North Carolina, you're on year 2 of Mac Brown being there. You're in your sophomore slump for Mac Brown. I think
got Will in the chat.
Oh, Will, what's going on? I didn't even see. Hell yeah.
It's just early as hell.
Yes, sir. It is very early, Will. We're here. But yeah, I think this is a good team. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're talking about right now, Will. We're talking about North Carolina and Miami, both teams that are ranked in the top 20. Actually, Miami's 10. But no, these are teams that are playing for their programs at this point. A good win this time of the year is great for recruiting. So give me Miami here, but it will be pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, give me Miami too, but. Yeah. I had a play I was going to show you that I completely blanked on what it was. It was going to be an old school play.
Well, I'd love to see it if you can remember what it was, because I'm all about that.
I will. I might have to pull up a video.
Let me see what else we got. Oh, here's a good one. Number 16, Iowa going to visit Wisconsin. The Badgers going to visit the Iowa Hawkeyes, the team we did in the featured play earlier. Who you got, big fella?
Where are they playing at?
They're going to Iowa.
Oh, Iowa.
To the
Iowa's winning.
Iowa City.
It's
Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah, it's Kinnick Stadium. Just don't play there.
Nope.
You don't have to do that.
Not this time of year.
Big 10 teams, yeah, you have to do that. But anybody else, if you're ranked in the top 10, you don't have to schedule Iowa in November.
Let me just
You
run
don't
this-
have to do that.
Let me just run this by you. Aside from who you think should win this game, I'd like you to consider that Christmas is 2 weeks away, and Wisconsin has played a grand total of 4 games.
Yeah.
This year's whack.
This year is whack.
We should. I think on our last show this year, we should talk about what football might look like next year.
I think we're going to be at full steam next year.
I think it's going to look similar to this year, except that the cancellations are going to be much farther and few between. But we'll table that for another show. But who you got? Badgers and Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes.
Yep, me too. I think they win
because
by a lot.
they're ranked. They're ranked and they're at home.
I think honestly, how Iowa is going to win this game so dominantly that they might be number 10 by the end of this. I think they might move up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. Who else we got? But that was a good one we talked about already. Okay. LSU going to visit number 6 Florida. What happens in this bizarre playoff situation, Spencer, if Florida loses to the Tigers in this one?
I mean, they're not going to. But
Well, what if they do?
that would be great for. What if LSU beats Florida this weekend and then Florida wins the SEC championship?
No one. I think we'd have to close the season. I think the Big Ten would call and be like, okay, turns out we can let 5 teams into the playoff now.
5-team playoff? That would not
That'd be
work.
ugly. Just give Alabama the first round bye because you know they're gonna win.
I mean, maybe.
You gotta have you get down to a final 3. You gotta have a triple threat match for the title. 3 teams playing at once.
You got 3. You got you got a football field shaped like a peace sign.
Yeah, dude. You got a wishbone football field.
Yeah, that'd be great. Give me Alabama's first team offense versus Clemson's first team defense.
Yeah, and then you just alternate throughout the game in like a certain order until all the alternations have gone through 3 times and see what happens.
Yeah, Florida by a whole bunch. Where are they playing this game?
They're playing in the swamp.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
I
think Florida wins.
LSU's real bad. Like, Alabama stomped us, which I knew they were going to.
I'll tell you this. This is what I'll say about this game, my guy. LSU knows this would be a huge upset if they won it. I think they're going to show up. I think that this is a team that's tired of being pushed around. If 1 or 2 things goes right early, if somehow LSU gets a big stop and then they score a couple big plays, like if anything starts going their way early on, I think it might be hard to catch up to them. Because
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
I think they're just looking for that one spark, and they haven't found it.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
They almost had it against South Carolina. Tell me. Stop leaving me here hanging in limbo.
LSU has nothing to play for because they just imposed a bowl ban on themselves for the 2020 season.
Now, I will say that's true. I don't know how. I didn't even realize they could do that. I didn't know they could bowl ban themselves.
They were in a little bit of like NCAA violation trouble, so they were like, all right, no bowl game for us. But we weren't going to like.
You think they give a damn? They're like, yeah, this is perfect time. It's fine. We're out. Like they were just like, they're literally the SpongeBob meme of, I'm out. You know, like they just left. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
If you see me looking at my phone, I'm trying to tell my wife what I want to eat.
I got you. I know. We're about to get lunch here in a minute too. Let's speed through a couple real quick. Oklahoma State and Baylor. Who you got? Quick fire. 1 sentence.
Oklahoma State.
Yes, sir. I agree. I'm taking Oklahoma State. USC, UCLA. Ooh, who you got?
USC.
Yeah, they win by a country mile. Auburn at Mississippi State. 6:30 SEC Network. I'm taking Mississippi State.
Really?
I am. I think that Mississippi State is. I think they upset Auburn here. I think they make A&M look bad. It ruins A&M's chances, and they don't make the playoff. That's just my guess. I'm just saying, man. I think that Auburn gets embarrassed, and then we go, wow, A&M struggled against that team, and then they don't get in because that's the fate. This can't last forever. That's all I got as far as games go. Oh, we're missing one very important one.
Yeah, we're gonna,
Army and Navy.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that game? Here it is. It's gonna be 2 p.m. It's gonna be CBS tomorrow. You already know what's going on, man. It's a yearly thing we do. I forgot who won last year.
Navy did. 31-7.
Now, very different year. The Black Knights 7-2. They're gonna be.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Navy.
Army Navy moved from Philadelphia to West Point this year because of COVID, and like Army. I love how all the cancellation Army Navy was never in doubt.
This is one game I'd love to go to, Spencer, at some point. Like I would love to go to an Army Navy game at some point.
Yeah, I want to. But then I think about December in Philadelphia, and I'm like, nah, bruh, you can keep it.
That slushy shit, man. I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
Chains
And then
on
now
the
they're
tires
gonna
and
be.
shit.
Now it's December, and they're gonna be in New York. I'm good, bruh.
Yep. That would be.
I'm gonna stay warm at my house and watch it.
You
on
ain't
TV.
got a jacket in your house that would get the job done. You'd be.
I'm from Texas, of course.
You'd be
I
out
don't.
there just shit.
Actually,
You'd be burying your beard on your face, trying to stay warm.
technically, I do. I have my dad's pea coat from when he was in the Navy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Spoiler alert: the reason why me and Daryl are on opposite sides of this rivalry is because Daryl's dad was in the Army, his wife's dad was in the Army, and I think you have other family members that were also in the Army.
Yeah, we're like
my
Army
dad.
family.
Yeah, my dad was in the Navy. All my cousins are in the Navy. My cousin John was in the Navy. I do think my great grandfather was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
But we've always been a Navy family. So like I always cheer for Navy in the Army Navy game.
And that's how it is.
Yeah. And then so
This is the way.
if you want to watch some classic football, watch this game.
Yes.
Both teams, if you want to watch a quick football game, you want something fast, watch this game. The clock's never going to
so
stop.
Fast. It's going to be
Clock's never
full
gonna
speed
stop.
the whole time. And the reason for that, by the way, is because these are both military teams. When you're in the military, you are not allowed to be. You have to meet weight requirements, right?
They run the triple option offense.
They run the triple option offense. Everything is a run game. So like your offensive linemen can't be big enough to like hold a pocket. Their offensive linemen are like normal athlete size. They're not these big, chunky, corn-fed guys. Like it is all about formations. It's all about lining up, running the ball.
Because we forget that these men are actually in the military.
Yes.
They're actually in the Army and in the Navy. And in the Army and the Navy, you have weight requirements.
Yes.
So you can't be 340 pounds blocking.
Just explained all that. I'm excited for this game though, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, like you said. The clock's
It's
going to
always
be
fun
running.
to watch.
Yes.
I think Army wins.
Wow.
I'm gonna be cheering. I mean, Army 7-2.
Come on, you're not. You've taken crazier upsets this year,
You're right.
and it's a rivalry game. You know what happens in rivalry games. You got to take Navy.
Navy in a close one.
Navy in a close one. Okay, I got Army by 10. 10, baby.
Yeah.
I think they get up. They stay up.
Navy by a field goal.
Okay. I think
But the realist in me looks at the records between these two teams, and I'm like, Army.
Hey man, records aren't everything. I mean, you got to think about this too.
This is Army Navy.
It says Army Navy. These boys,
Also,
oh my
this
God,
game
Spencer.
is never in doubt.
over. Okay, let me just get you guys to wrap your minds around this stat. The Army quarterback this year, Christian Anderson, 7-2, 9 games, 158 yards passing.
Damn.
What do you say about that? That just goes to
You
show,
could
man.
put
This is
me
the type
in,
of
and I would get at least that much in one game.
Yeah. I mean, the only time they do it is like these crazy little play action passes where they're like, okay, here we go, dump it out to a guy that's all by himself. They sneak out a tight end or whatever.
If both teams run the triple option, you should never fall for a play action fake.
No.
Ever.
No.
Period.
Absolutely not.
Because you play against this offense every week in practice.
No, it's gonna be an interesting one. These are the type of game. It doesn't look like you're watching football. It looks like you're. Will says Coast Guard by 0. It doesn't look like you're watching football. It looks
Why
like you're
doesn't
watching.
the Coast Guard have an academy?
I don't know. Do the Marines have a team?
No, because the Marines are technically part of the Navy.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's obviously Army, Navy, Marines, but like the Marines started as a division of the Navy, and now there's just the Marines. But
Gotcha.
the Air Force has an academy, and I get it. Like Army is the ground, Air Force is the air, Navy is the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that, but why doesn't the Marines have an academy?
Do you want to know a fun thing?
What's up?
So as you know, there's A&M College Station. There's also A&M Galveston.
Yep.
And the A&M Galveston is the only other A&M system campus where you can get an Aggie ring. Like they consider A&M Galveston to sort of be like the closest thing you can get to regular A&M.
Really?
They really do. Yeah, that's the only other place you can get an Aggie ring. And what's funny about it,
I don't even know if I've ever seen that campus, and I've been to Galveston a bunch in my life.
I haven't seen it either, but A&M Galveston, that's typically where you go if you want to become like a boat captain or you want to, study marine biology or anything like that. But there's not that many majors, whatever. It's basically everything there is to major in something, to do with water, to do with land, to do with, bodies of water, et cetera, et cetera.
Like marine biology,
things like that. So what we do, since they get the Aggie ring, since they technically have yell leaders for their football, we call them Sea Aggies, which I think is the most.
I've heard of that.
Sea Aggies, that's the thing.
I've heard that.
Will says because the coast is a lot to guard.
I agree. There's a lot.
I love you, Will. You got any uniforms, man?
Oh, of course I do.
Of course you do. That was a dumbass question.
I have 2.
All right, I'll look them up.
Army.
Ooh.
And Navy always wear special uniforms for the Army-Navy game. Army is shouting out a specific division of the Army this game. It's got like thunder. It's like they always go back and forth, and I can never decide which one I like. Which one I like. I think I like Army's a little bit better this year. Even though I like Navy's helmets a whole bunch.
I didn't even realize they do a special uniform each year.
Yep. Well, sometimes they don't. I think a couple times they haven't. They've just worn their regular stuff. But usually every year they'll wear a special uniform shouting out like a different division in the Army or in the Navy. Also, I forgot to say Game Day is going to be in West Point, but Game Day is always at Army Navy, and like Lee Corso is going to pick Navy because he coached there. Like,
I love that. That's
so
cool.
like never. If you're watching Game Day for the Army Navy game, Coach Corso is like never going to pick Army. It's never going to happen.
FYI, these are the uniforms. I have them pulled up now. This is the Tropic Lightning.
Tropic. I knew it had Tropic in the name, and it was like I wanted to say Thunder or Lightning, and I was like Tropic Thunder. I was like, no, that was a comedy movie.
Yeah. What if it did say Tropic Thunder? Tropic Lightning, man. Yeah, that's nice, man. I like
paying homage to so I don't know what division it was. But I like these.
My Army history is very rough. I know a lot of people that could tell you. But yeah, man, this is very nice. It has that very traditional green, the traditional Army green.
I love like Army OD green. It looks so good.
It looks very clean. And here's another good picture of it. It matches, of course, the Army outfits. Love it, man. It looks very clean.
The helmet's very basic. It's just
it's just a matte finish.
One sticker.
Which is good. I mean, I'm beginning to sort of fall into this whole minimalist design for uniforms.
You know what I realized last night? You know whose 2 teams' uniforms look very similar if you think about it?
Who dat?
Oregon and Texas A&M. Think about both of their current uniforms. Basic with big numbers. Like they look very similar to me. Maybe except
I guess you're right, because the only thing is Oregon pushes their numbers together a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think.
But their numbers are bigger, so they're going to look closer together.
Yeah, I think you're right. But they do have similar vibes. I think that was the entire point, because they wanted to have the swagger of Oregon when they joined the SEC.
And I love this, like, I still love crazy uniforms, but I'm starting to love, like,
the classic.
Classic stuff is, like, really starting to, like.
Also, just real quick, these are the Navy uniforms.
Yeah. These helmets that Navy is wearing are hand painted.
Ooh.
So that means they got a one person or a team of people to hand paint these helmets.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that they did that. Just for him to all go scuffed up. That was a lot of work. I mean, there's like 85 guys on a roster. That's unbelievable.
It didn't pop up for me.
They didn't pop up for you? Hold up. Let me see.
No, the helmets, the Navy helmets. I think there they go.
Okay. Cool.
Navy's helmets. I'm not the biggest fan of Navy's uniforms this year. I mean, they look good, obviously.
They do look good. It's just not for me.
Army's look better.
Army's do.
Plus,
I kind of agree with
Navy
you.
is Under Armour and Army is Nike, which, like, obviously.
Yeah.
But Would it be something if like Navy was like next year? Oh, we're going to Jordan. We're going to Jordan Brand next year. Also, I forgot to tell you, UCLA is going to Jordan Brand. Like their whole athletic department is going Jordan Brand.
Yeah,
they were Under Armour, and now they're going Jordan.
Will, if you're still here, take care, man. He said he's going back to sleep.
All right, cool. Night, Will. I have a play to show you.
Oh, please do. I'd love to see it. You got a link?
Yeah, I'm gonna go drop that in the Discord right now. I would like to give you a little context about this play because it's hilarious. This was in the 2007 season. This was the University of California, Cal, the Golden Bears.
The California Golden Bears.
Yeah. Versus the Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay.
And I believe the game was tied or very close in score at this point. I just put the link in the Discord. And this was are you familiar with the Colquitt brothers?
I am not.
They're a pair of brothers who are very good punters who play in the NFL. This was when when Dustin Colquitt played at Tennessee.
Wow, Tennessee 15, Cal 12. That's just nuts. It was a different time.
Yeah, it was a different time. And so Deshaun Jackson is one of the best punt returners ever.
Of course.
And
missed him.
And
blindside block.
And in the announcers for this play were like, and obviously if you're watching the play on the screen, you see what has happened. In the context of this play, they say they were talking about how Deshaun Jackson is one of the best punt returners in the country, and they're like, do you think Dustin Colquitt punts to him? And then they were like, I think he's got the confidence to punt right to him. A Colquitt brother's never going to back down, and Deshaun Jackson takes it for a touchdown.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah,
let me play it with the sound real quick. You can hear it. You're not gonna be able to hear it. You hear it in playback, but
excited here. There was a perfect punt by Colquitt. This move right here on the outside.
You may not have heard what they say.
Let's see if they play it. Hang on, hold tight.
So what are you gonna whistle? Here we go.
Yeah, they might say it before the play.
You'll never see a Colquitt.
Yeah, you might have get that.
No, they said it. Hang on. Hold it. Don't say anything.
You'll never see a Colquitt back away. Here comes the shot.
And he did. He said it.
Can he beat the second?
Boom, boom.
Look at this guy.
Putting the moves on him. Oh my God, what a crazy play.
Yeah. It was a different time.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw a block, like a blindside block, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter it didn't matter in the context of the play, but I'm pretty sure I saw it. Like he would have got it even if he hadn't done that, but
yeah. I also need to tell you about
right there, maybe.
A player.
Please do.
Who, when he gets to college, which he's about to, is going to have the best name in college football.
Ooh, let's
period. And you're not going to believe me when I tell you this, but it is his real, actual, factual government name.
God-given, government-made name.
Yep. There is a player who is currently committed to LSU.
Okay.
A 4-star recruit out of somewhere in Louisiana.
Okay.
Whose name is, and I quote, the coldest to ever do it, Crawford.
Stop it. You're capping.
Look him up.
That's not true.
First name the coldest, middle name to ever do it, last name Crawford.
The coldest. Stop this. Oh my God.
The coldest to ever do it, Crawford.
No, stop it.
I'm so serious.
I mean, of course he's going to LSU.
Yeah.
Stop this. Well, you know what? He's already going to be making money one day just with that name.
Yeah. Why don't white people ever give our kids cool names like this? Why do we never do that?
Yeah, we're just like, let's name him John. You can't be serious.
Yep.
I tell you what I hate is those redneck names like Jackson but spelled with an X. I can't stand that. Ooh, that makes me so angry. I don't know why.
Yeah.
This really exists.
Yeah. The coldest
to ever
do it, Crawford.
How do you fail with the name?
He
like
better
that?
He better win the Heisman.
He better be the coldest to ever do it. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's like that dude that played for Texas a couple years ago. His real government name was Lil Jordan Humphrey.
yeah, Lil Jordan. I remember him. Met him once.
Did you meet him?
Yeah, I met him once.
Did you ask him about that? You should have.
Did I ask him about his name? No, I didn't ask him about his name.
Well,
I
you know what the story? I was
No.
watching the Texas game. The story that was told was
This is his highlights, by the way, from high school.
you watching the coldest.
I mean, he's pretty good, but it's high school, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, everybody's good in high school. I think he's a wide receiver.
He is.
So
Okay, here we go. He's gonna make this dude miss. He did make him miss, but then he got tackled immediately.
But Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Yeah, tell me the story, because I didn't even know.
He had an older brother back, and his older brother loved Michael Jordan, and his mom was like, I want to name my kid after Michael Jordan. And they were like, well, he's not going to be Michael Jordan. He's never going to be as good as Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And so they decided to name him Lil Jordan.
Okay, I see it. I did.
I mean, I get it, but like, it could have just been Jordan.
I did meet Sam Ellinger, and my one regret for that was that. So I don't know how much you remember this, but a while back there was in fact I might be able to find the picture. A while back there was a picture that was going around the internet. Hold on, I'm just gonna look it up. I hope I can find this. God, I really hope I can find this. It's gotta be here. Here we go. This was there's a play. There were, if you go back, there's a Sam Ellinger has this little play sheet. This is a couple years ago. This is like 2018. This picture was so high quality. I hope you can see it. This picture was so high quality that on his little wristband that he had the plays on, right? You have different names for different plays. He had that wristband on, and if you zoom into the picture enough, it says there's a play number 8 is "Go Fuck Yourself, Bitch." That's the name of the play.
Really?
And yeah, and like, so it's obviously not Photoshopped because it doesn't look Photoshopped. But maybe some people didn't think it was real. Whatever. For the most part, people seem to think that it is real. So when I met him, I didn't say anything about that because like I had other stuff to do. But in that moment, I really just wanted to be like, hey man, between me and you, did y'all really name the play "Go Fuck Yourself, Bitch"? I wish to this day I had asked him that. I
love the different shorthand that they have for calling different plays. Like, obviously we know the whole Peyton Manning Omaha thing, and that just means he was calling it audible.
Yeah.
But like, go watch when you get the chance. There is a compilation of NFL quarterbacks calling out different names of audibles. One of my favorite ones is, I think it was Matthew Stafford from the Lions, or I want to say it was him, but their audible was the Ugly Kardashian.
I've seen that where he's like, Kardashian,
It was so-
Kardashian. Yeah, I love that.
And it's so good. Those audibles are so good. Most of the time it'll be like, if they want to audible, they're like, kill, which usually means I'm changing the play. But
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you know, actually,
come-
I recently looked up what that means. So like, there's the kill, and then there's the alert. And so the way that works, because I follow this channel where there's this like former quarterback, I can't remember his name, JT Sullivan. He was like a backup for a lot of teams in the NFL, so he knows a ton about the shit, right? So somebody asked him like what those are for. The way it works is like in the play, you call like a package of plays. So like if I was gonna call, Ringo Wright 47 flex or some shit like that, I'm just making something up. That's actually 3 plays. You're gonna run the first play unless you change it. So like kill means go to the second play. Alert means go to the third play. So like that's
It's
how
like-
audibles work, which I didn't.
it's like in baseball signs, like, I'm going to give you the sign, but if I do this, that means ignore everything that came before
that's
it.
exactly right. Yeah, it's a way to mask
You
it,
ever- There was do you know who Mark Rober is?
No,
He was a NASA engineer, like space scientist.
straight up.
Who quit his job at NASA to become a YouTuber.
I love that.
He puts out 12 videos a year, and they're super high quality, and they're super researched and thought out and developed.
And he just explains shit, doesn't he?
And he just does cool science stuff. And he did a video about baseball signs. It's really good to watch.
If you can do, that's the thing about YouTube, man. Is like if you're a former anything like important profession, you can just go on and be like a former so and so explains, and then people will eat that shit up because they feel like they're getting some behind the scenes stuff.
You know what videos I love watching?
What's that?
Is like people from other countries reacting to American sports, specifically like Australia and the UK. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, hey, man, I'm about to have to get back to work, but I would like to tell you that this was a delight. This was a good podcast
It was.
today. Even if we didn't have a lot of people, it was fun. And then, honestly, after this, man, we have one more week of actual
We have championship week.
Championship week. Yeah.
And then we go into bowl season.
Oh, it's getting...
So if there's a gap between championship week and bowl season, people, we apologize.
I don't think anyone's going to care.
After we go off the air, I have an idea for a podcast that I want for like an off-season podcast that I want to tell you about.
Cool. I got some ideas for you too. All right, man. As always, guys, it's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you watched the replay, let us know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Let us know what you think, and we will holla at you